As one Crookshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker, checking in for a daily Move Swiftly thought, giving your perspective on teamwork you will not get anywhere else. Yeah, not the worst day, but not the best day either. Actually, it's coming back in from Miami again, not making excuses, just letting you know exactly why it is. The days that I don't hit the goal in mileage, the goal was 8 again. Had to cut it at 6. Yeah, figured out. Definitely because I literally had 2 meals yesterday, working off 2 meals yesterday. So that's like about a couple hours before my last actual meal. Didn't hydrate the best. And I traveled in from traveled in from Miami to West Palm Beach. So kind of had in the back of my head it was going to be a rough one. My body was going to start feeling it towards the end. And, you know, I might have to take the entire week and take this week. Last week was supposed to be the rest week and ended up doing probably a little too much for a rest week. But this week, hopefully I can get out of it. Got jury duty, so I got to go back to Miami and, you know, be doing a lot of traveling again this week. It's likely I'll be doing a lot of traveling this week. So possibly going to take some time off. And when I say take time off, that means you're cutting it at like 4 miles, 3 miles and getting myself ready for the season, so I'm fully capable and just replenishing, man. You know, knowing where I was last year and, you know, doing a bunch of those 12-mile days, 12-mile days, a lot of double-digit days. You know, I learned that that's not the best strategy, so I'm switching up the strategy and actually following the plan this week, where actually on the plan it says 2 rest days a week, and I have not even taken one actual day off from running, you know, for a long time since the dehydration. So, you know, I am switching up my strategy a little bit in regards to getting this marathon done. Just know I'm going to give it a shot. I can give it a shot again, regardless of what I had to live through last year. You know, I got to give it a shot, all right? So, as far as today's Move Swiftly thought, I'm recording this on a Tuesday. So you know what that means if you're a regular consumer. Top 5 Tuesday, following week 1 of the 2024 college football season. You know, watching the games, listening to some of the commentary, kind of dawned on me that the rivalry games are not going to be as significant as they once were, seeing that we have this 12-team playoff model and everything is being shuffled around with money and transfer portal stuff going on. You know, the rivalry, what really built the essence of college football, is not going to be the same. So because of all that, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker has to speak on my personal top 5 rivalries in college football that I've witnessed. All right, again, this has nothing to do with anybody else. This is a list that is limited to as one Crookshank. All right, so if you know me, if you're a regular consumer, you know it's actually a top 4, because you know what number 1 is. Being the diehard Michigan fan that I am, we got a big one this weekend. We got a true test with the Texas Longhorns coming into Ann Arbor. It's gonna be a major one, a big one. We're gonna see exactly how much of this national championship hangover we actually have, because the national championship last year is officially over at the beginning now. Seeing that Texas Longhorns is coming in and they look damn good, and we did not look the best against Fresno State. They looked good against Colorado State, and we did not look really good against Fresno State. But again, at the end of the day, it's all about playing the game and what's going to happen that day. Who's going to be the best team that day. And that's what it's all about, all right? So as far as the top 4, I should say, because we know what number 1 is, coming in at number 5, it's rivalry I participated in, and it's something that you most likely never heard about, because it was the last season when I played at Stony Brook. It was the last season that the Hofstra football program existed. They cut the program that year because of they went to build a medical school, so all that being said, the top number coming in at number 5 in regards to the top 5 list, it's Stony Brook football versus Hofstra. Again, I was a participant in the last ever Stony Brook versus Hofstra game. It's two football programs out in Long Island, New York, that competed in a smaller, we'll say it's not a small market because it's New York, but a smaller market when you're talking about finding players, seeing that New York is primarily known as a basketball state, all right? So it's number 5. Coming in at number 4 is one that, again, has kind of disintegrated because of the transfer portal and because of things kind of moving on to greener pastures or the way college football is set up now. But there was a time where Clemson, Alabama was a big deal. All right, Clemson, Alabama, I believe it was like 3 years in a row where they competed in a national championship, and it's back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So, seeing that how much of a hit the Clemson program has taken over the years, and doesn't look like Alabama's really going to be who Alabama was. You still obviously can't tell. There's no more Nick Saban. Again, that's a rivalry that's null and void, and you probably won't see a situation like that again for another 10, 15 years, seeing that it was two teams that competed every single year for the national championship. So that's the top 2, and those rivalries no longer exist. So, I mean, not the top 2, that's number 5 and number 4. So now, as far as 3 and 2, kind of a mix of both. Actually, no, let me not say that. I'll say number 3 is the world's biggest cocktail party, Georgia and Florida. I love that because of both sides. I have a connection to both of those programs. When I played in high school, I played next to 2 linebackers, 2 first-team All-American linebackers. One ended up playing at Georgia, the late Akeem Hebron, and the other one ended up playing at Florida, University of Florida, the great Jelani Jenkins. So, always like seeing those 2 colors, always, like seeing that rivalry and the 2. And then actually somebody, when I got into the speaking business, somebody that I actually hired as a coach was a linebacker at Georgia. His name is Rennie Curran. So, seeing that rivalry, seeing those 2 programs go at it has always been something that's pretty cool to me. All right, so coming in at number 2, and it kind of speaks to what brought me to this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful state of Florida. The Miami Hurricanes taking on the Florida State Seminoles. Again, rivalry that probably won't make a whole lot of noise this year, seeing how bad Florida State has looked. But again, you really can't predict what it's going to look like at the end of the year. But they have looked really, really bad these last 2 weeks. And the way Miami looks like they found their quarterback, looks like they found their guy in Cam Ward. So that rivalry is renewed, and it kind of fed into, when I started out my new life out here in Florida, that rivalry, going to the game, going to watch the games at sports bars and things like that. Oh man, these bugs are on another level out here, bro. That's number 2. So it's number 1. As far as number 1, you already know what it is, man. Greatest rivalry of all sports of all time ever, period. Michigan, Ohio State. I need to say absolutely nothing to explain that one, all right? Diehard Michigan fan. We coming for that ass this year. Yeah, not guaranteeing a national championship, even though I won a national championship. And even though I do believe that anything less than a national championship is not a successful season. However, at the end of the day, I do believe that what would make our season really worthwhile, great season, is to kick the shit out of Ohio State in Columbus, given all the talk all year and how great they're going to be, and everyone just simply already putting them in the national championship with Georgia and pretty much telling us that we have no chance and all that. And that's part of what built the national championship culture that the Michigan Wolverines have, is the fact that no one expected us to do it. No one expected us to beat them for the past 3 years, and we simply got it done. So all the excuses, all the, we got a new coach and you lost too much at graduation, all that shit is easy to say now. You still got to play them on the field. You still got to see what happens on the field. And again, there's the championship culture, and there's no telling about how we're going to look this weekend. There's no telling how we're going to look at the end of the year when it comes time to go to Columbus and handle our business. All right. To recap, Top 5 Tuesday, counting down my top 5 college football rivalries. Coming in number 4, Stony Brook versus Hofstra. Coming in number 5, Stony Brook versus Hofstra. Coming in number 4, Clemson, Alabama. Coming in number 3, Florida, Georgia. Coming in number 2, Florida State, Miami. And coming in number 1, Ohio State, Michigan. All right. Main website to check out to dive deeper into all my work. It's makeyourmove.com. That's MakeYamove.com. one-stop shop for all your teamwork and your self-development needs. As one Crookshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker, checking out. You guys continue to move swiftly. We will talk more soon.